Ainsworth here from Icon Vehicle Dynamics, and I'm here with Scott Spiva. And we're going to talk to you Chevrolet owners for your Chevy trucks and how to just get a really good ride out of some great parts. Scott, so we talked about it earlier. This isn't the big lift. This isn't the rock crawling. This isn't I'm going to 40s and everything else. This is a ride package.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, it's get you 2 to 3 inches of lift depending on what truck we're talking about, and just better ride quality, better fitment for bigger tires and more aggressive wheel packages, stuff like that. But yeah, it's not a big, tall lift kit and all the negative side effects that come along with those.
It's going to look better and it's going to ride better. So what, we start at the 2007 for those 1500s, right?
Yep. When they switched over to the coilovers.
Additional product coming out on 2018 soon, but we've got the 2021s on the 2500, 3500.
Yeah, so we've got pretty much the full range covered.
Perfect.
As far as the 1500 goes, the 07 through 18 model year is the last generation, and then the 19 to current offers our full product line that we pretty much now, like we didn't do the billet arms for the old trucks.
Right.
We do it for the current gen. And then for the 2500, that goes all the way back to 2001, and even though there's a year split in there, but it's pretty much just new parts with the same concept carried on.
Well, you've got the years in the application, so I'm going to let you kind of walk through this real quickly and just why don't you take us from the old and jump us right out into 2022.
Sounds good. So back in 2007, Chevy switched over to a coilover front end on the 1500s. And so that allowed us to really get in there and do our magic. That platform is kind of like the Toyotas in that the stock upper arm is really your limit factor for your travel. So we have one here, just kind of show you what we're working with, and they're nothing to write home about. As you see, they're pretty cheesy. But we offer a longer coilover that basically either requires ditching this guy and swapping over for one of our tubular style upper control arms, which is all we offer for that generation. Does utilize the delta joint, however. Or there's like a droop stop on the frame that interferes with the stock arm. And if you're okay with cutting that off, then you can technically keep this guy. But again,
you're working awful hard to keep an OE product that's 20 years old, right?
Exactly.
There you go.
At this point, exactly.
Okay.
So the pairing of our threaded body, internal reservoir, the front coilover, and the upper arm adds a considerable amount of travel to the front end, way more than most vehicles gain. It's like a 40% increase on a Chevy. So from a ride quality standpoint, that's huge, especially if you are taking it off-road, just because now the wheels can physically reach further down, into the hole.
Yep.
and without leaving the ground, and that you don't feel the truck fall into them, and it just rides better. We offer the front coilovers with or without those remote reservoirs. With the remote reservoir version, we do have the adjustable option with our CDC valve. We haven't released the CDE valve yet for the older generation, but that is coming. That would be paired with our 2.5-inch diameter rear shocks, which is actually, this is one of them here, with a piggyback reservoir. It has the option for the CDC valve as well. We also offer our standard 2.0 shock absorber for the rear of these trucks. If you're just looking for a daily driver without all that performance, so you don't need it, you're not taking the truck off-road, excellent option for you there. And all of this is going to keep the towing and the payload capacity of the truck the same if you're using it for truck stuff, because we're not changing out that rear spring, just giving you a better shock to help control everything.
So we talk a little bit about just ride quality and a little bit about off-road. What if I put more power to it? What if I'm racing this thing? How does this suspension system help there?
That's actually a excellent question. So that is something that we deal with often. And running the bigger shocks, the 2.5-inch diameter, especially with the adjustables, that's really what's going to give you that extra that you're going to want. Because with more power, you technically want stiffer suspension to help hold those wheels down, or you get more wheel hop, less traction, stuff like that. So running an adjustable shock, if you want to do a hard pull from a stoplight or whatever, just run those shocks up on the stiffer setting, and you'll notice a significant increase in that rear end traction, just because it won't want to squat so significantly on the launch.
And if you're racing to the trail, then this is outstanding.
That's the way to go. Yep. The CDC gives you that full versatility to really set the shocks up for what you're doing.
Awesome. Hey, Scott, while we're here, let's talk about that 2019 and up, because you've got new arms for those, right?
Exactly. So the platform is pretty much the same, and if you lay the parts next to one another, they look similar. But we have specific coilovers and shocks for the newer platform truck. And we released a billet aluminum upper arm because it is adjustable. On these newer trucks, the alignment is now done, the factory alignment, I should say, is done off the lower control arm. So this freed up the benefit for us to having an adjustable upper as well, so you have more control over the alignment. So I always recommend this just for that feature, just because the alignment options available allow you to fit honestly bigger tires with less wheel rub, because you can physically control the placement of the tire in the wheel well without messing up your actual alignment angles.
All right, then, when your customer comes in and they want to talk about Chevy trucks, we know what the suspension answer is. If you have any additional questions, go to www.iconvehicledynamics. There's a phone number there if you want to talk to us. We are happy to have that phone call come in. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for more information.